Good morning, everybody. It's 4:28 a.m., which is actually good news because that means I stayed asleep a long time. Yay! Rehearsals were yesterday, and it was fun. And I talked to people, and I'm trying. There was a new person there, and he was very nice. So nervous too, And it was, and you know what, like I felt for him, but I knew he was gonna be just fine. They would have given him a chance because I was shaky and weird in my audition. So he thinks that that's what he was gonna be. He's gonna make it. So I'll see him next week. Um. Oh my god. So this concert is coming. And it's a little stressful because I don't know everything yet, but I'm picking everything up. But since we're not using the music, it's very hard. And to think that I have to memorize all that. But everybody else is going through the struggle too, so it's not just me, but yeah. Anyways, yesterday I decided to start a blog. A blog. So I started writing yesterday. And it started off as a boring, pretty short, paragraph, maybe 3 or 4 paragraphs, nothing major. Damn, I turned that thing into a book. I was going back to edit it and I was adding all these things, and then all of a sudden it just turned really big, and I'm like, oh god, I write too much. My brain hurt. I had to stop myself. I could have kept going. I could have wrote a whole damn book if I wanted to, but I don't know. It was great. I went to GameStop yesterday. I picked up a video game called Neo, which is a samurai game that's very, very hard. I don't know when the hell I'm gonna get to any of these damn games because I gotta finish Horizon. I gotta finish a lot of things, and it's very hard because normally whenever I play, it's hard. It's hard to keep my attention on it. I don't know. I don't know. God, it's hot in here. That's probably why I woke up, because I was really hot. Um, what else? Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. Just notice that if I look back, I'm gonna end up looking over here, over here, over here. I don't know why I do that, but I do. It is Tuesday, April 18th, and I was supposed to do a spoiler cast today for 13 Reasons Why, but now we decided we're going to read the book, and we're going to compare it, and we're going to contrast it, and yeah. Now, so far I was reading the book. I read, the first chapter, and it's pretty much the same exact thing. I hate the way it's written. The way that it's written is stupid. I'm not a fan of that. The suicide is different. Clay seems to be a little different. I mean, he seems more like a teenager. And in the TV show, they were sophomore going into juniors. So they were in their junior year. And in the book, they're freshmen. So I don't know. There's some differences that they definitely made. I guess because the actors that they hired wouldn't pass for freshmen, so they just decided to make them juniors. But I don't know. Then there was a few people that were saying a few ignorant things about the show. Somebody posted up something about the show is horrible, suicidal people shouldn't watch it, and there was just a bunch of other stuff. Then there was a person, a friend, that he watched the show, and his opinion was he just didn't understand why she killed herself. She felt it wasn't she could have gotten over it. and stuff. And I'm like, well, that's not the point, dude. The point is that she's severely depressed. She's severely suicidal. When you are severely depressed and severely suicidal, you don't listen to logic, you don't listen to reason, you don't do anything, and anybody could say whatever, and it's gonna bounce right off. Like, I don't know. I could keep going on and on, but yeah. Anyways, you see, it sucks. It sucks. Like, you just want to. I don't know. It's ridiculous. I don't want to spoil the show. So if you guys haven't seen 13 Reasons Why, I personally believe that you guys should watch the show because it shows you very real outcomes of what your choice does and ways that it could have been fixed, ways like, because basically she doesn't talk to nobody. She doesn't tell nobody how she feels. She just kind of just feels the way that she feels. And then she just kind of allows it to happen, and then she figures that she can only do it on her own, and it's just a lot of stuff, you know? I personally think that the show is great, and I would highly watch it. Like, I would recommend it because of stuff. Like, there's going to be people who don't understand what suicide is, and they don't understand how suicidal people's minds work because they've never been that low. There's people that have been depressed or people that said that they wanted to kill themselves, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're suicidal. There's a difference between suicidal and suicide. Suicidal is the state of the mind where you say you want to kill yourself, but it does not mean you're going to do it. When you're going through the final stages of suicide, suicide is literally that it's going to happen. A suicidal person lets it be known that they're suicidal. Like, they'll tell a friend, like, oh, I want to kill myself and stuff like that. That's a suicidal person. A person who's actually going to commit suicide stays quiet and doesn't say a damn thing. They seem like they're normal. Everything is fine. They smile. They laugh. They do everything. And then to themselves, they feel these horrible feelings. And people are like, well, Will, how do you know that? And I say, oh, well, because I've been there. I've been there. There's plenty of times where I attempted it, actually. Well, I attempted it, but I didn't actually do it. Like, I got to the point, I got to the choice that I wanted to do, and then I either chickened out or I didn't, I just kept thinking of how it was going to affect my family and whatnot, and I think maybe let me just live one more day. And saying that to myself actually helped because, like, the way that I used to live through life was that I was so depressed after my brother passed. Like, I was so depressed. I just felt like I couldn't really talk to my mother because my mother was going through it. I couldn't talk to my sister very much because she was going through it. So I felt like I was on my own being a little kid. This was confusing to me. And though, like, this was the first major death, the acceptance, trying to accept at such a young age a new place that you're not really happy to be living in, and the fact that your brother passed, and the fact that your last encounter with him was a fight. And a lot of people don't know, like, a lot of people in my immediate family don't know that. They don't know what happened. They don't know how I felt at that time. They knew I was sad, but it wasn't to that point. And then from then on, I couldn't kick it. It took me about 10 years to kind of just figure out how the hell do I get out of depression. Now I'm under anxiety and bipolar, possibly bipolarism, because of the fact that I get so down. When I get down, I get down. But, I haven't felt suicide. Like, I felt suicidal. I feel suicidal all the time. Like, I say, oh, I want to die. I want to kill myself. I don't mean it. I don't have the urge to want to go to a kitchen or and do stuff. So there's a difference. And Like, there's people out there that just won't get it because they've never been to that point. They've never been so low. They never been so low. They have the ability to speak to people. There's differences. And you just don't want to feel like you're annoying people. You feel like people just don't want to listen to you because there are people that will listen to you. And then you talk about it every day and it's something that you can't let go of, but people just give you like unsatisfactory answers. But people don't know better. They give very unsatisfactory answers, or the fact is that you can tell that they're getting tired of it. So you tell yourself you need to stop. And then since you're not talking about it, or since you don't feel like, you just kind of give up and you want to die. And you want to give up on life, and that's how it is. And that's the problem. And then people on suicide hotlines, like, yo, seriously, you need to chill. There's a lot of people on suicide hotlines that, look, I'm pretty sure that there are some people that have actually been through it, actually attempted it, and became suicide hotline people. There is a difference that if you are a suicide hotline person, the only way that a successful suicide prevention person is that you have to, honestly, suicide prevention people could actually cause suicide. It's possible. Because the thing is that, look, there could be a lot of times people think that you're complaining, or that you're making shit up, or that you're just over exaggerating what you're thinking, and that doesn't help you saying that at all. Does not help. Even if you are 100% sure that this person is not going to kill themselves, that they're just doing it for attention, you don't freaking know. What happened was when I was a little kid, I was in 6th or 7th grade. I went to my brother passed about 4 months in to after he passed. I went to the school and I was very, very sad. And I was sitting, and I think it was like social studies class, something like that. And normally I don't go to social studies class. Honestly, I hated it. So I would just be looking out the window. I was looking very sad. And I was trying to hold it together, but I guess it showed that I was really sad. So my teacher saw me after class, and she said, I noticed that you're looking sad and whatnot. And I told her, no, I'm fine. And she didn't believe me. So I told her my brother passed away, and it's just, my brother passed away, and I don't want nobody to really know or anything. It's just that I apologize. I mean, I'm gonna try to get the ball together. It's just, I'm still, I guess I said processing it or whatever I said. And she's like, oh, okay, I won't tell nobody. Next thing you know, she tells the counselor the next day, and she gave me this look like, she's like, oh my God, what did I do? He's mad at me, because I looked at her like I was pissed. I said, I told you something in confidence, and you go and you tell somebody. I did not tell her I was going to kill myself. I did not tell her anything. And I understand that she was trying to help, but that was dangerous what she did. She didn't go about it the way that she should have gone about it, but you know what? At this point, I'm just saying that people don't get it. They don't understand. They don't know what it is. They think whatever. Anyways, so I went to this counselor, and at first, she was very nice. She was a very wonderful lady and whatnot. Very pretty, very put together. She was young, definitely new to this, so like whatever. So she started talking to me. She listened to me. I told her, I shed tears, whatever. Like I let what I said be said. Like I let her know. And then After that, I went home. I would see her like once a week. So I would go to her class. So I would go to her. And then eventually she figured that I needed more friends. So she got like two other people that would also go to her. And we all shared one session together. And then, we got to meet each other and stuff. And we never really stayed friends. Like, none of us. I mean, no. Me and one of the other me and one of the guys were talking. We talk still, but it's not the same. And it's not different, and it's not like best friends talk. It's kind of like old acquaintance from high school kind of thing. And yeah, the other guy, I think I kind of lost touch with him because we went to different schools, and it just was, yeah, that's what happened. We just went to different schools. Social media wasn't as big as it was back then, thank goodness. And that was it. So I moved on, and that's pretty much it. Like, honestly, there was nothing else. The worst part after that, so we would see then we went back to one-on-one sessions. So I was telling her how I felt one day. Bitch interrupts me, stops me, and says, "You know what, William? I think what you are feeling or saying is total bullshit." Like, I'm not kidding. That's what she said. I was so shocked, I didn't even know what to say. My instant gut was to fucking curse her the hell out. But me being Mr. Goody Two Shoes, I just walked out and said, "I never want to see you again." Thinking that I'm freaking lying. What is your problem? And I just walked out. And then I never saw her. She avoided me in the parking lot. And stuff. And for once, I felt alone. Again, alone. And it was really, really difficult. Very, very difficult. So I was feeling incredibly down one day because of that. I felt embarrassed for that. Then she made me question myself. And then all of a sudden, it made me feel even worse. Then it felt like people were staring at me, and though nobody was even there, it was just me and her. But in my mind, I'm just thinking because I'm in a school, everybody just heard that, everybody saw that, and I just felt embarrassed. So every time when people looked at me in the hallways or people looked at me in the classroom, I'm just like, what? So that was when I first tried to attempt to commit suicide. It was just I felt so alone, I couldn't talk to nobody. Because they said I was bullshit. And so at that point, I mean, I guess I was normal or whatever. I got to a point where, I don't even know, I was like looking at the medicine bottles, and I was looking at that, and then I realized I couldn't take pills. Like, at the time, like, I always had trouble swallowing pills. So I guess thank goodness for that. And then, I was looking at the kitchen and see that if there was like a knife or something, and I'm like, oh, that just seems too painful, and it seems like it'll take too long, and it's too messy. I tried putting a pillow on my face and tried suffocating myself, and that didn't work. I tried, I was just worried. I didn't want to make a mess. I didn't want to leave a burden. So I just kind of talked myself out of it, trying to find ways to die. And eventually, I just kind of gave up on it a while. And then when I got older, before I came out as gay, there was, that was another one. I was thinking about just like, one day I was walking to work, and it was really bothering me, and I was just debating on walking into the street and getting hit by a car. But then I'm thinking, no, that's not cool, because not only am I putting somebody else's life in jeopardy, not only am I, it's traumatizing a whole other family, and, and just to go out that way, no. it wouldn't be cool. And it would also be confusing. So, like, I was thinking logically, I really was, but I don't think I ever got into the mindset of the lowest of the low, where, like, you just go numb and you don't care. Like, you just don't care what other people think at that point. You don't care how you feel. You just feel numb and you just want to go. Um, so that's the first time I actually even told that story. And watching the show has, like, brought back a lot. Not bring back those feelings, but just brought me back to a time when I felt so hopeless. But um what's the next one? Next thing I found out, I had a friend that, like, 2 years ago, she actually did commit suicide. She was going through, like, abuse or something, and I wasn't sure because I wasn't living in Philly at the time. So I didn't know. Me and her were friends. We were co-workers. We worked at the office supply store together. And there was times where she would be cashier and I would be on the floor. And there's times where I was cashier and she would be on the floor. And we would chat and talk and things like that. And she seemed happy-go-lucky. And she was a student at the time. I went to Temple University. And so sometimes we just gave her a ride. Like my mom, I said, "Mom, can you take her to to college or whatever, or to, like, her dorm?" She was staying in a dorm at the time. And yeah, my mom did take her. I mean, it was a little out of the way, but still, at this point, we didn't want her to take a bus at night by herself. So I said, whenever I have a ride, I'll go. But usually, my friend Dante would always take us to wherever we needed to go, and it was so out of his way. So I paid for gas for him, because he takes me home whenever he's at work. So, I always got a ride from a coworker, which was nice. And if I really couldn't get a ride, I took a bus. But I don't know what happened. But one day somebody on Facebook posted, "Oh my God, rest in peace, Lisa." And I'm like, "What? What happened? What happened?" So nobody got to me. I was invited to the funeral. And I remember that I talked to my friend Dante and I said, "Yo, what happened?" And he said, "Lisa killed herself." I'm like, "What? Why?" And he says, well, basically he was talking to her, and as she was going through some sort of abusive thing, and as she was having issues, and or something, and that she killed herself. And I'm like, "Are you what?" And then the scary part is that the day I finished 13 Reasons Why was her birthday. I was in shock because I didn't realize that. Like, after 13 Reasons Why finished, I looked at my phone and I was looking at Facebook and it says, "Wish her happy birthday." And it threw me off. And I wanted to say something, but I'm like, what's the point? What's the point? So I didn't say anything. And that sucks. And I never really processed it because I haven't spoken to her in so many years. And I just wondered to myself, I took like a day as a scenario. Like, what if I never left Philly? What if I still worked at the office supply store? What if I still worked at the office supply store? And I would still say hi to her and chat with her, and because I'm a very intuitive person, I can see when people are sad, but, like, even when they're smiling, I can sort of see past that. But I'm not perfect, but I can sort of see it. So I felt for her. And she seemed like she was okay. I mean, I could clearly tell that there was a lot of issues going on with her family. She did make a few mentions, and I would give her some advice, but literally once I moved, I left everything behind. I didn't I didn't care. I wanted to leave the city because it just wasn't a great environment. You know, it was just, you would hear, I wanted just to get away and try my hand in another land. But, you know, over here, it's definitely a lot better. There's definitely things I really took for granted from when I moved. Like Philly, I felt like it had a lot more clubs, a lot more things that I could have done to perform. And I was really starting to get like that. What do you call it? I was really starting to get the like that confidence because I was losing weight and everything. It was just at a really awkward time in life, and you know, I was just I was so desperate. So I questioned once I got on the plane. I'm like, did I make the right decision? And in a way, I feel like I did. I feel like I did make the right decision, but there are certain aspects that I wanted to know. Like, was that confidence just a small thing? Did it last for a very long time? Like, would it have lasted for a long time if I stood there? Like, I was going to concerts and everything. Like, I'm so upset. Justin Timberlake got out of retirement at that point. And I'm like, damn it. He decides to come back like 2 or 3 years. Like, after I left. I'm like, what an asshole. And then he starts in Philly and ends the whole entire tour in Philly. Drove me nuts. I'm like, God damn it, Justin. Why do you do this to me? And he will never come here. Like, no artist that I really want to see will come here. And that's like another, like, not non-perk here. So I really wish that this place would step it up and get people that are actually cool. Like, I just want this place to step it up a little bit. I want like some really cool places and things like that. So, you know, but we're one of the poorest states in the nation. Anyways, I'm sorry, guys. Alright, well, I'm gonna go because I gotta do some stuff. And this video's been long anyway, so peace out. Bye.